We're now going to carry out a service and inspection test on a VBG 795 air operated coupling. Before we do that, we have to make sure we isolate the air supply. Once we've located the valve box on the side of the chassis, open it, you'll see two control levers. The yellow lever is to open and close the coupling. The red lever should only be used to turn the air supply off to the coupling for servicing purposes. Turn it off as such. With the air off, we can now open the coupling, make sure the coupling red button is out, and then we can withdraw the eye, make sure the secondary lock is going fully home. With that in place, we can turn the air back on now and check for any air leaks on the cylinder. Also check the security of the cylinder mounting. Checking the actuator bracket security bolts is 90 Newton meters, and the bracket should be square to the coupling. It needs to be in line. The bolts for the actuator to the bracket is 25 Newton meters, and these should be checked regularly to make sure there's no movement. There's two methods of checking the pin. VBG can supply what we call a go, no-go gauge, but this basically tells you when the pin is worn. Basically, if it fits over the pin, then you know the pin is worn. But we really recommend a digital vernier gauge so as you can record the amount of wear that's taken place over the whole life of the coupling, and then parts can be ordered prior to the vehicle's next service. We now check the pin to make sure it can rotate freely through 360 degrees. This is to check to make sure that there's not a bent pin or a distorted jaw. The other check is to make sure the pin has no excessive movement, vertical movement. Maximum should be 5 millimeters. Now we've moved to the cutaway coupling. We've moved to the cutaway coupling because this is the most important area. It's showing the function of the red indicator button, which is part of the secondary lock. We want to show you this and how it works. The shuttle goes over the lock pin, and when the pin is fully down, the shuttle goes over the top, stopping the pin from coming back up. And also, when the shuttle is fully home, the red button is flush. If it wasn't flush and it was sitting partly out, it means the coupling isn't fully locked. On all new air operated couplings, you will have an in-cab indication lamp. When you turn the ignition on, you will find the green and the red light will illuminate. When the pin is in the closed position, you will get the green light. When the pin is in the open position, you will get the red light. When the green light is on and you're going down the road, basically if you want to turn the green light off, you can press the center of the panel and it'll take the green light off. But at any time, if the coupling was to go back to the open position, you would get the signal. Next we move on to checking the handle. We make sure it can be moved freely. The splines are tight and the lock-in nut is torqued to 60 Newton meters. Next we move on to the wear pads. There's one located at the bottom and one in the top. These are held in by two bolts, one at either side. The torque setting is 47 Newton meters on the bolts. Now we move on to checking the wear plates. There's a wear plate in the upper and lower part of the funnel, guide funnel. You'll see that there's a cast indication mark built into the wear pads or the wear plates. It's important that when the wear level reaches this indication point, we change the wear plate to maintain the correct running level from the eye to the pin. Now we move on to lubrication of the coupling. This is an important area. We use a product called mech oil, which is a light oil, not a grease. And we use mech oil because we know it is designed to work with plastic sensors in the coupling. Oil will lubricate the secondary lock where grease gets contaminated with road dirt and grit. Now we move on to the lubrication points on the coupling. As you'll see, there are 3 points, 2 on the head of the coupling, 1 on the shuttle. By removing the rubber grommets, spraying the mech oil into the head of the coupling, same on the second one, and not most importantly, not last, into the shuttle area, which will make sure that the shuttle, the secondary lock or shuttle, is lubricated correctly and is free. Also, it's worth just spraying a little bit of mech oil into the cross shaft area. Now with the air turned off, we can lift the pin, lubricate the bottom bush area. On air operated couplings, don't forget to lubricate the hinges on the control box, also the valves.